Hey y'all, today we're gonna make a no-knead bread. It's not the Dutch oven crusty bread, but if you want to see that video, you can look it up on my channel, Dutch oven crusty bread. But this is another no-knead bread that's easy. It only takes about 2.5 hours to make it, and that's including the proofing time and everything. This is something anybody can do, even somebody that has trouble with their hands, and I do sometimes. You can make this and have it ready for supper. So that's what I'm gonna do today, and it's just a no-knead bread. I think I'm gonna put some sesame seeds on top, and I'll show you how to do it. So the first thing you're gonna need is a bowl, and you need to run almost hot water in it to warm the bowl, because this is a quick bread that we're doing, and we're needing a really warm bowl. In a lot of no-knead recipes, you just use cool water, but this has to be warm because it is a quick recipe. So I'm gonna show you what I do from here. I've got 14 ounces of water and a very warm bowl. All I did was run the hot water in it and dried it off. Before I start mixing it together, I do want to tell you to turn your light on in the oven, and that's where we're gonna proof our bread. Adding 14 ounces of very warm water. And there's no reason to have a thermometer or anything like that. If you can put your finger in it and it's very warm, it's good. Okay, this is 1 1/4 teaspoons of instant yeast, and I'm just gonna sprinkle this in the warm water. Now we're adding 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt, and we're just sprinkling it over it. I already had that measured out. Now we're just gonna stir it up to combine it, just a quick stir. Now we're gonna add 3 1/2 cups of bread flour. You can use all-purpose if you like to. Bread flour has more gluten in it, so it works better. And I've already got the 3 cups, that was the 1/2 cup, and I've already got the 3 cups measured out here, so I'm gonna add, just slowly add it. And you notice that I'm not letting it splatter. Just do it slowly. Now I'm just going to give this a stir and mix it together. I just kind of go round and round, scraping the sides. Like my Dutch oven bread, this will be a ragged dough. You'll think it is anyway. I'm just gonna scrape the sides as good as I can and just keep stirring it until it looks like a dough. Doesn't have to be neat. That's the whole thing about a no-knead bread, a no-knead dough, is we're just stirring it. We're just mixing it all together. Now, as you can see, it's formed a ball just from me stirring it. At this point, I want to make sure the sides are scraped down, get as much as I can off there. That's all you do, basically. So the next thing you do is you just cover this with plastic wrap. And I'm going to use the oven light method to proof this. You see my box is tore up, so I have to use scissors to cut this. Now what happens with this is in the oven, this plastic wrap will hold this heat of the bowl in. The dough is warm from the warm water. The light is gonna bring it up to probably 78, 80 degrees in there. It's just a good place to proof your dough. And sometimes I use a wood heater, our wood heater, and I just put it over there. But this dough is just easy. We're gonna leave it in the oven about an hour and a half. So my bowl with the dough covered in plastic wrap is in my oven. The oven is off, the light is on. And that's gonna bring the temperature up to what I need it to do to proof the dough. I know I'm gonna get some questions on what does proofing mean, and all that is letting your dough rise. So I hope that helps you. So it's been an hour and a half, and we're going to get this out of the oven. Remember, it's just an oven that's off with the light on to proof it. Proofing means to rise. So y'all look how much this rose in the oven. So now I'll show you what's next. I know I'll get some questions about me having the hot pads, but you wouldn't believe how warm it is in that oven with just the light on. So I'm taking the plastic off, and I'm just gonna lay it aside, and then we're gonna get the gas, the air out of this. So we're just gonna punch it down. You do not have to touch this with your hands if you don't want to. Just stir it around. It's just kind of stretching it and getting the air out. Let me move that plastic because we've got to reuse that. Again, this is such an easy bread to make, but make sure you want to get all the air out. Now I've still got my light on, and I'm gonna, after I get this to where I think it's pushed down, and I believe it is, doesn't take long. You just want to stretch it, pull it. You're not really stirring it, you're just stretching. Look at that dough, how beautiful. You just want to stretch it and pull it and move it around to get the air out. So we're doing the same thing again. We're going to use the same plastic wrap, if I didn't wrinkle it all up. And we're going to put it right back on it again. That bowl is so good and warm. So you don't want any air in there. You're just going to cover this like this. Then we are going to put it back in the oven. Oven still off, light still on for 30 more minutes. This will be the second rise. Second rise, I have the oven preheated at 450, and I'm going to prepare my pan and put my dough in my pan. So the first thing I'm going to do is spray my loaf pan. You can do this in a Dutch oven if you want to, but I'm wanting it as a loaf. Just spray it real good. So I've took the plastic off. Look how sticky this dough is. So I am going to just roll this over into the loaf pan. If it'll come out. Scrape it. It's a very sticky dough. Okay, you don't have to arrange it in here or anything. As it cooks, it will fit right in the pan. That's doing pretty good though. So I'm going to put this in a 450 oven for about 40 minutes. So I just got this out of the oven. Isn't that beautiful? It's hot out of the oven. I've put some butter on it. That always makes it pretty. You can also do egg whites on the top of the loaf when it's about done. But isn't that beautiful? That's so pretty. Isn't that beautiful? That is so pretty. I mean, just look at it. It's gorgeous. It has a crusty top like the crusty bread. You can hear it. See if I can pick this up. This is still very hot, but I just want to show you this. That's as perfect as you can get. Beautiful. I can't wait to slice it. I'm gonna let it cool and then I'll slice it with a serrated knife. So if y'all want to make an easy bread, you can go find the Dutch oven crusty bread on my channel, or you can make this in a loaf pan. And you don't need the Dutch oven. You don't need a stand-up mixer. You don't need any of that. And if you have trouble, it's a no-knead bread, so if you have trouble with your hands, this is perfect. It's perfect. So, hey, y'all look at my shirt. My girls buy me these things. They gave me this for Christmas. I love it. So y'all go subscribe, like, share, ring the notification bell, and comment on YouTube. We'd love to hear from you. Y'all go cook something.